the AfterBuzz TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's The Client List After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's The Client List After Show.
Oh. They always do this intro. Is this the beginning of... Oh, yeah. This sounds like Florence and the Machine. Doesn't that... That was different. That wasn't the I Am Woman.
No, it's not. Is it Sarah McLachlan?
I don't know.
Let's get into the show, ladies.
I'm trying to. So Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another episode of The Client List. This is season 2, episode 4. My main trial is yet to come. I am your host, Du'a Kaissi. Here with me tonight is my lovely co-host,
Sarah Huggins. I'm here.
I never knew if it was pronounced Huggins or Hudgens.
It's Huggins.
Huggins.
Like hug, I'm going to hug you.
Like Huggies, like the diaper.
Yeah, I don't love that, but yes.
Oh, you've gotten that a lot.
Yeah.
David is not here with us, unfortunately.
We're very sad. We feel a little discombobulated without him.
It's all right. We thought it was an April Fool's joke because it is April 1st.
Yes.
Well, we have a lot to cover tonight.
Yeah, it was an exciting episode for sure.
It was a good episode. What do you think the title should have been, since we've kind of been doing that every week, kind of naming the titles?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Something maybe splashing, perhaps.
Nice.
We'll get into that later.
Nice. I liked, oh my goodness, best friend. I always forget her name. What is her name? Lacey. I almost called her Lizzie. I liked Lacey's line. I thought that should have been the title of the show with, your family, you'll always be a burden.
Yeah,
I thought
that's true. That would have been a good title. We always have a better title.
Yeah.
We should be hired to do that, I think.
Just do that. We can do freelance work.
Yeah,
It'll be fun. So let's get right into the episode here. So it started with Mom. Actually, it started with the terrible scones, but it started with Mama and her shoulder. And Mama also ends up moving in with Riley. So that's kind of Mama's storyline right now, that she has an injured shoulder. Now, what's going on with Mama's pride here?
Well, I thought it was interesting that she thought she was ready to go back to work, but she wasn't, clearly. Mm-hmm. She started making mistakes at work and
burning people.
Possibly catastrophic mistakes.
Slightly frowned upon.
Slightly. So, but what I was confused by is, so she realized that she couldn't do everything herself, and she decided to move in with Riley because she had offered. But is she still working? I mean, because she was still screwing up at work.
Well, I think she's taking time off because Lacey pulled her aside. She goes, you need to take time off. You need to know when to stop, which I understand where Riley's determination comes from, because you can see that she gets a lot of it from her mother, but her mother is very, very prideful. You know, she doesn't want to be a burden. And she doesn't want people to know that her shoulder is hurt, so she'll go to work anyway, even though she keeps, dropping pictures of liquid. And I was like, was it lemonade, margarita?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Boxed wine, perhaps?
Maybe.
Not sure.
I don't think there's a problem with her shoulder at all. She's just drunk.
Yeah, maybe so. Poor thing. Well, and Riley doesn't need a lot more on her plate, but it is nice that she's helping her mother out. I think that's very sweet.
Yep. So we also saw that Riley is definitely pushing Ethan away.
His name is Evan.
That's Ethan is not in the show.
Ethan is not in the show. He sounds hot, but
he'll be on next season.
Yeah, hopefully.
Why do I always call? I was doing that when we were screening too. I'm like, Ethan, you're like Evan.
Evan, yeah. I'm like, but his name is Evan.
Why is he why do you think Riley is pushing Evan so far away?
I think 'cause she really wants to make it make it work with her husband. I really do. I think at the end of the day, she's married and she's going to stick to that, you know, and I don't know. That would be my guess, is just that she doesn't know what's going on. She's got way too much on her plate, I think, for a boyfriend just in general. And until she knows what's going to happen with Kyle, I think that she's just not ready for something else.
Yeah, she does kind of create this herself, though, I think.
Oh, for sure. She gets involved in other people's drama, and she doesn't have to.
No, not at all. Like the way that she helped Nikki earlier. We'll get into that a little bit later in the show, but she didn't have to.
No.
That's like above and beyond for a boss.
Right.
And we'll hear more about that and about new enemies that she made as well.
Yes.
So this is what I think when it comes to Evan. I think that Riley just kind of likes the drama and she likes what she can't have. Kyle right now is in prison and she can't have him. And so he's become this kind of unattainable thing. And now she really wants to be with him now that he's not, now that he's not there.
Right.
I feel like that's what I get. It's just, you get like, she's drawn to what she can't have. And now that Evan is, being so supportive and he's like, I just want to, I'm just going to take the kids to school. I just want to be here for you. I want to be able to show my affection. She's like, eh.
And there's always some kind of drama with him, always.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of exciting too. She clearly likes drama.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
She does.
So Kyle, we found out, I'm a little confused about that because we found out, so he goes to trial. He goes to, which he wanted his kids present for. Thank goodness they were not there.
Yeah. Oh, for the hearing.
Yes. Trial hearing. Yes.
Yeah.
It was a hearing. I guess I was being a little overdramatic myself by calling it a trial. But he thought he was going to be totally fine and get out because that was expected. But instead, they said that he was a danger to society and that it has known connections with a drug cartel.
In Mexico.
In Mexico, which he probably does because he bought pills from...
He was buying,
them.
not selling them, I think is what he admitted to Riley later.
Right. Does that really make someone a danger to society, though?
Well, I mean, I'm not. I have a feeling that this accomplice that we don't know who this accomplice is, don't know is like throwing him under the bus for something, and now he's going to be the fall guy for this whole thing. And so we really don't know. Like, there are a lot of things that have been unaddressed in the storyline based on previous episodes.
Right.
So are they going to come back to that, or are they just going to leave them hanging? Because there is a potential here for there to be like really great tie-ins later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when we get closer to the end, I think they're going to kind of just start explaining everything.
Well, that's good.
I
Because I really wanted him to get out of jail this week, too. I was kind of looking forward to that. And
Me too.
It didn't happen.
Me too.
He's still there.
I wonder if he just gets really upset that he's just doing like these couple of scenes every week.
Same. Yeah, they're basically the same. They're like in two different scenes, Yeah, and he did have a little more this week with the kids. Like, he really wants to see his kids and...
The two other people that really were bummed out that he wasn't getting out as well. It wasn't just you.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They were very sad.
They were sad. Now, that poses an interesting question. If he wanted his kids to go to the hearing, based on what happened at the hearing, I think that would have been ridiculous to have his kids witness that.
Right.
I thought it was nice that Riley went there and supported him. Now, if you had a husband or a boyfriend that was in jail or prison and you had children, would you take them?
Never.
Never. Why not?
Never. There's so many scary people in prison, first of all. And just to be around that environment, I would never do it. I just think that, as a child, I wouldn't have wanted to be in a situation like that.
Yeah, but what if you wanted to see your dad?
I mean, it's not the safest place to do that. He should have probably thought about his kids before he started doing all that shady stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think I would never take them.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have to think about it. I might not. I'm not sure. But I'd also have to think that it's not just me. It's also, the father of my children that might want to see him. And I think that he has to have a say as well. And so I would definitely give it some thought, but I don't know. I think it'd be based on the circumstances.
Well, right, what they're in jail for and things like that. I think so, something like this. But I just feel like if you were a child, that would be very scary, I think, to see your dad in prison and not be able to come out and play with you, or, you know, be in like this weird isolated place.
Yeah, it would. It would be, yeah. I agree
a little
with
scary, and then, you know, you go to school and you're, I don't know. I think it'd be better. Kids need, like, I don't know, not to be in that environment. It's a no for me.
All right, so it is a no for Sarah if you are just joining us.
No jail time.
Tell us what your thoughts are. Would you let your kids go visit your husband or wife in prison? Rate, comment, give us 5 stars. Let us know what you think. So, should we get into the sloshing now?
No, we need to talk about Evan really fast and the hot Asian chick.
Do you mean Ethan?
No.
You picked out.
Her name is Evan. His name is Evan. Gosh.
You picked out the hot girl when the first, literally before they even did that close-up shot, you were like, what is that hot girl doing in there?
Yeah, I was like, I said there would not be a hot Asian chick. There was like a smoking hot Asian chick just, you know, in a sea of men in the police academy. Now, maybe, but I just instantly, it was one flash of the crowd, and I was like, who's that? And that is Shelby, and she wants Evan.
Well, she understands Evan. She understands Evan because Evan spent so much time being judged for his family's mistakes, and she's kind of in the same boat. You know, so they got in trouble together. It was immediate bonding. Then they, you know, had the competitive racing, and now all of a sudden she's going to be Evan's new love interest.
Main squeeze.
P.S. I want to give you props now, but we'll talk about it later, about your prediction slightly coming true. Not totally, slightly coming true.
Right.
It's like 2 or 3 weeks in a row.
I'm pretty good at the predictions, I have to say.
Yeah, you should start a psychic hotline.
I should. Oh my gosh. If you think I should start a psychic hotline, call in. No. If you want me to.
We have a call in. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
She knew that somebody was going to call.
I already knew. April Fools, right? I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Evan that he has like a little bit of a side thing happening.
Yeah.
Because he's not getting any loving.
Yeah, he looks nerdy as all get out in that stupid police cadet like t-shirt and shorts, and he's
just skinny. I think that's, he's just like cute and sweet. But when he used to be the man meat on the show, and now we've got, just way too much.
What do you mean? Last episode, I thought he was sexy as hell on that bowl. Now he's
now he's not.
Now he's not.
Oh, that's true.
He has the ability, but I don't know if it's the either the writing or just the way they're taking his character to like a more like vulnerable place to like start something else with somebody, that they're kind of like taking him off of the, also because there's
man meat radar.
Well, there's also Cowboy Heath Ledger on the show. So there can't be too many hot guys. There'll be,
And we did, okay, so now we can talk about the splashing now. I'm going to go ahead, you talk about it, and then I'm going to see what the definition is.
Okay.
Talk about how it came up.
Well, it actually was the very beginning of the episode where one of Riley's clients,
played by Trevor Donovan from 90210, love him.
Thank you, Sarah. I would have gotten the name wrong. I was like, what was his name? Ethan?
Probably.
It was played by Ethan.
Splashing.
So he, a little bit of extra oil wasn't enough for him. So now we did splashing. And I thought that splashing was you get some plastic sheets and you get like a whole bunch of oil, and it's almost like slip and slide sex. But apparently it was baked goods was the item on the table. Is it just any kind of like?
Well, Wikipedia calls it wet and messy fetishism. Is that how I would say that?
Oh, so it's
fetishism.
Fetishism.
And I'm really shocked because I didn't think there was anything sexually I hadn't heard about. And then I was like, what's splashing? Leave it to the client list to let us know. It is where a person becomes aroused when substances are deliberately and generously applied to the naked skin, predominantly the face,
Ooh.
Interesting. And it says messy substances can include whipped cream, mud, shaving foam, custard, baked beans, ketchup,
Oh, gee.
chocolate sauce, peanut butter, Japanese style lotion, not sure what that is,
Oh,
Paint.
wakarimasu.
oil, slime, cake batter, etc. A subject will often be pelted with cream pies, slimed, or sit on cakes. Wet substances are mainly water, but can also include other liquids such as fruit juice, milk, or alcohol, usually beer. Bodily fluids are not considered part of it.
Okay. It gives a new meaning to the phrase "don't cry over spilled milk."
My goodness, I need to do some more research about this. I don't really. So I guess they get off.
Well,
Being smothered with that stuff.
I like the fact that they're pushing the envelope, because we were all
Yeah.
talking a few weeks ago about, like, what else are they going to do?
Right.
You know, she came out in an Elvira outfit, and he's like, let's push the envelope. Let's do this. So that she ended up, she had a Boston cream pie and I think like a lemon meringue or something.
Yeah,
And they made it work.
yeah. I
They
mean,
made it work. Derek is definitely fitting into the rub quite nicely, isn't he?
yes, he is very, very, very cute. I like him.
Derek, or who me and Sarah like to refer to as Cowboy Heath Ledger.
He's also from 90210, so I wonder if
They've got the
there's
same
some sort of
casting?
Tilton. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some research on that.
They might have like same PR people, same casting people.
something.
So she's Riley actually mentioned, she goes, you're already bringing women into the salon, and this was kind of like about 10 minutes into the episode when they had their employee meeting. She mentioned that Derek was already bringing women into the salon. So how much time do you think has passed from the last episode to this episode? Because it seemed to be like a considerable amount of time, because he's
Oh.
already got like a ton of female clients coming in.
See, I thought it was more like a week.
Oh. I think that they were maybe unclear. I mean, because Mama's shoulder's still hurting.
Right.
So, I mean, that can't be that much. So it's got to be like less than 2 months, more than a week.
Right. Well, because that wasn't Evan's first day at the police academy either. It didn't seem like it. Or was it? Maybe it was.
because it was the first time that he had met
Shelby.
Shelby, which is a weird name
Yeah.
for.
A hot Asian.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm trying to be PC here.
I know.
And I like that I just stopped talking and you'll say it for me.
I know. I know. Well, I mean, she's hot and she's definitely, I don't know. Whatever. We should probably steer clear of that. But whatever. Okay, so back to Cowboy Heath Ledger.
How believable do you think that scene was where he jumped right in? So there's a woman lying on the table, and he hasn't yet done any happy endings, and he thinks that the salon at this point is totally legit.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the woman initiates it. The very lonely woman initiates the fact that, she puts his hand on her breast. Oh, say that 3 times fast. And then all of a sudden he.
See, I get a little weird, and I had the same problem watching another show where, I won't say the show, but where the women were constantly being aggressive, and I felt like it got to the point where, it's like, okay, like women aren't always like that. Now, yes, I get that like maybe this one woman was, but it was a little bit hard to believe that she was just like, so my soft spot is actually down there, you know. She was like very.
It was kind of creepy, to be
Right.
honest. Like,
Right.
like I've never done that in a massage. I would never dream of doing that in a massage. Like that.
If the guy was really hot, I think I would be like, ooh, he's really hot, but I would never be like, so how about going down there? Because then, like for me, I would feel like, I'd be like, well, let's just do this whole thing, you know,
Yeah.
like, because that would just be weird for me, I think, if I was just like, get me off and then see ya. Peace out, brother.
And you have to, I mean, and you got to tip him big.
Right? She was like, I'll make it worth your while. But he seemed like he really was into it, like real into it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I don't know if it's just because Showtime has a show on called Gigolos.
Right. I'm obsessed with gigolos, by the way.
Love that
Live
show.
for that, yes.
I think that that's the first time that I heard about sloshing. Actually, was from that show.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
They did like glow in the dark paint. Anyway, so and then there was the other show. I think it was on HBO about the
Cat House?
No, it was the one, I want to say like Hugo. It was the one about the male prostitute, the gigolo.
Oh. I don't think I
And this
saw
girl,
that.
it was a guy and then a woman that was like his pimp that would like, and he would go out. So
Oh.
I feel like women paying men for favors and happy endings
Is getting
and a little
more
extra-
socially acceptable.
It is. It's something. It's like the new thing.
Yeah.
It's becoming okay, and so I like that they're touching
Yeah.
base on this topic. But I still think,
And
I still
I
think
do like that he wasn't the aggressor, that he wasn't like, so for a little bit extra, I can do this. Like, I like that.
Yeah, I think that would be a little rapey.
Yeah. Yeah, that would probably, that's true. But, I mean, isn't that what the women do or no? I mean, the guys are asking for that, or like, how does it initially come about?
Right? Yeah, you just kind of know. So now there are now women's names on the client list.
Right. So Riley got upset with him because he kept running over with, I believe it's Lisa, that is the happy ending female.
Which you can't let them. And the thing is, I feel like women get more emotionally attached.
For sure.
And I think that this is going to be
She's
something.
a stage 5 clinger for sure. And she's going to be, I mean, it's going to get messier, I feel like.
Yep.
Because guys, I feel that they can just release
yep.
and emotionally detach. And women, no way. You give them an orgasm, they are yours for life. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, especially when she's the one that initially asked for it.
Right.
That he initially asked
Well,
for
so Riley it was kind of a big deal because she accused Derek of having this little side business because his clients started to get backed up. And so that's when I really love how the client list has become kind of like Fight Club, where she
exactly like Fight Club.
exactly like Fight Club. I mean, she's like, I think I wrote it down. Yeah, she told him about it, and God, she was like, the first rule of the client list is there is no client list or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, she's like, you don't talk about it. Don't you talk about it.
Yeah. So he
And then
was
you better check on rule number 1 if you want to know what rule number 2 is. You go back to rule number 1.
right. But so I wonder, Riley said she was gonna. Well, we actually saw her talking to Lisa about the client list, like a brief.
Yeah.
Little blip there. So I wonder, I don't know what I would do if I went, well, I guess she's already asked for the favor. So she's not like going in there totally blind and hearing about the client list.
Yeah, but I do think that because being a part of the client list now, you have to know about the fact that there are other clients, and it's almost like if you rat this person out, you can't.
Right.
So you have to know that you're part of something that's bigger than yourself. So then there are consequences if you go outside of that.
Right.
So,
But she could have already been blabbing. I mean, she was getting them for what, a couple weeks, or at least, because I'm sure she wasn't going every day. That brings us back to the time thing.
it is. I feel like
What if she was going every day, like 5 days a week? She's all,
yeah. But still, you know what? Cowboy Heath Ledger's got to remain professional. You've got to not go over.
Right.
You can't do that. So.
if it takes Lisa too long to get off, you just have to nip it in the bud.
Yep, you
Work
gotta-
faster.
There it is. Learning. Well, he's learning. He's still new. So, talking about people that are still new, Nikki had a pretty big storyline this week.
I don't like her at all, by the way.
Oh, you don't like her as a person? You think she's too?
I just don't like the character. I don't get it. I don't like her.
Okay. If it's any consolation, I
think?
don't. Well, I really feel like her character is a catalyst for Carlisle.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that was the whole, because at first I was like, okay, Riley sees something in her that she saw in, that
That's a good point.
that Georgia saw in her, so I get it. But then she was just a little bit annoying and a little bit, I didn't really like her as a character either. But now with the way her storyline is developing, it opens up the door for Carlisle, who I think is going to be the bigger character, who I think is going to be the one who's going to be the main antagonist in her life very soon.
I agree with that, and he's also a little bit sexy, so maybe he could be a little more than an antagonist. But I'm a little confused because the whole thing. Now I'm like getting all hot and bothered talking about all
What
this.
do you mean a little more than an antagonist? Was
Like-
that sexual? Was that like
Yeah.
a sex scene between Riley and Carlisle?
I wish she would go bad like that. I don't know if she will, but
Why don't you be a little more than an antagonist?
yeah, right. Why don't you antagonize me in the bedroom?
Just girls today, folks.
Yeah.
Just the girls.
Just us. What was I going to say? Oh, So the whole thing. Oh well, we have one man, sort of.
Oh, Steven's in the booth.
Steven's in the booth.
Steven's the engineer. He kind
Certainly an interesting after show to be listening to.
Yeah. The client list is definitely a fun one to do. I've got to admit.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun. We're
about-
learning a lot.
And it's like talking about sex. It's like sexual education.
It is. I was educated today.
Right.
Okay, so I have a question because the whole Nikki mystery, at the beginning, it looked like she was stealing from everybody. Mm-hmm. She was in Selena's locker. She was in Selena's room. She was in Riley's office. Mm-hmm. What was she doing in there? Was she looking for money?
No, I think she was just snooping. I think that they made it anticlimactic the way they do a lot of things.
Why would she be snooping? That doesn't make any sense.
I think she was totally honest when she was like, I have sisters. We just go through our stuff. Like, haven't you ever had that friend? That,
I love using people's stuff in the shower and like when I sleep over at people's houses.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, I had a friend of mine from Colorado come to visit me, and she was staying at my place, and like I walk in the door, she has like all my clothes on, and it's just, those friends that just go through your closet and take your clothes, and it's okay because those are your friends, and sometimes it's annoying, but those people exist.
Right. Okay. So, I see that.
So if you grow up in a kind of a culture that's like that, I think that going into somebody else's stuff and being like, hey, next time you see me, be like, hey, you know what? I took your lotion. I'll get you some more. But not. I don't know why she thought that she had a relationship with Selena that she didn't have to ask to use her stuff.
Well, and why would she go in Riley's office and not Riley's room?
Yeah.
It's a little creepy.
She's a little, maybe there's something up her sleeve, and she almost got evicted, so maybe she was looking for money.
Right. That's true. And she was just going to replace it. I thought about that when she was like, well, I just take things and replace them, and it's not a big deal. And I was like, maybe she thought she could just put the money back.
Yeah.
As soon as she possibly could. I don't know.
Well, maybe if she is going through money, probably. She seems to be doing pretty good at the rub, though. Why would she have, why couldn't she go to Riley and be like, I'm having money problems, as opposed to snooping?
Right? I don't know. She should have. She should have done that. But now she's back.
But if she was having money problems, when Riley and Selena confronted her about it, she shouldn't have been like, this is ridiculous, I quit.
Well, right. That's why I was like, why is she so defensive? And like, just say what you were doing.
Yeah.
But maybe you're right. Maybe she was saying what she was doing.
But then if she needed money, why would she just quit? It was so abrupt.
Right.
Man, I couldn't think of that word. It was so abrupt the way that she went into that, and then immediately goes to try and beg for her job back at this seedy strip club.
Right. What was it called? Wild Nights or something?
Yeah. Wild Nights.
Yeah. They pay a visit to Wild Nights.
Wild Nights.
And
so your prediction last week when they did the previews, your prediction last week was that the reason that she didn't want anybody to call the cops and that she wasn't doing drugs is that it was an ex-boyfriend who was abusive and she was trying to protect him. And it wasn't an ex-boyfriend, but it was almost like a pimp type character who...
They might sleep together.
Absolutely they're sleeping together. Hold on. May I quote? She said that Carlisle was... she said that she begged for her job back with Carlisle and she was going to get evicted, but now she's not. And Riley asked...
And he paid her rent.
Well, she said we worked it out. And we worked it out. That means that she slept with him for the money. That's exactly what that means. You don't work at the Rub giving handies and then get a job at a strip club if you're not willing to have sex with the person that you need a job from again.
That's true.
To get, of course she did.
Carlisle is... At first I thought he was really scary, and then I realized it was Jonathan Sheck, who I'm a big fan of. He used to be married to Christina Applegate.
Was he also on 90210?
No. But he's a good actor, and he's usually a very sweet guy, and this was interesting to see him be kind of a bad guy.
I bet it's fun to play those characters.
Oh, I bet it is too, yeah.
To just kind of be... I will say that the cliche token line of the night does go to Nikki in talking about Carlisle. She said, you have no idea what he's capable of.
No, you don't.
And that is your cliche token line of the night.
Exactly. So Riley kind of butted into that situation too. She felt like she needed to go to Wild Nights.
She went her and Selena.
Yeah. Together. You need like a name chart. We need to get you one.
Because I just want to call her Sandra.
That's weird.
And it's like Ethan and Sandra. I'm like on a whole different show.
Yeah, you are. You made up a soap opera of your very own over there.
I'm gonna write it down.
That'd be awesome.
They went on
Spin-off.
like Operation Break Nikki out of the strip club.
Yeah.
They did. They were like, "Are you ready? Let's go." So it was Cowboy Heath Ledger,
Right.
Selena,
Yes.
and Riley in the big, huge SUV outside of the strip club.
Forget that Riley has kids at home. Her mama's there. She's got stuff to do.
She does. Well, Mama's there to watch the kids now. She even made reference to it earlier. Isn't that funny that that Carlisle didn't recognize her from the interlude before?
I mean, he barely saw her. He left like immediately. Like,
Okay, because I thought that Riley got out of the car and like ran over and like pushed
I think
him.
she did, but he ran off.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, because he saw her and immediately he was like, "What's up? What's going on?"
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, girl, hey, get in here."
She was
Yeah.
ready to negotiate. This is
Yeah.
like, this is like prostitution.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like she was sold into sex slavery.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Well, and then she had the cops, her buddies, the cops, who were like, she has a love-hate relationship with them, clearly.
Oh, Mr. Burrito.
Yeah, Mr. Burrito. Mr. Burrito was with her, and they got Nikki out. So I do think that you're right, because that scene was totally pointless. We obviously knew that Nikki was going to be coming back to the rub, most likely.
Yeah.
So they got her back, and now Carlisle hates them all. So
And he made a point to say, Miss Parks, Miss Parks. He's like, have a good one. She's like, bye. And so it's just like, it was almost saying, I know who you are.
yeah,
I know. I guarantee
he
that
knows
Nikki,
where she works.
Well, I guarantee Nikki came back with a sob story, being like, I had to quit the rub. That's where I was working. I was doing like, how much has Nikki told Carlisle, and how is he going to use that against Riley?
right.
So
A little bit scary.
But I like that it opens the door for some fun, interesting television.
Yeah, exactly.
Television.
Oh, and I forgot to say, there's another new woman at the rub that last week we didn't know who she was. She had a couple lines, and she has a name, and I believe, oh gosh, now I wrote it down and I can't find it
Was
now.
she the one that was handling the woman that was really, really upset that
Yes.
Cowboy Heath Ledger
Yes.
was
Oh,
going
her name
over?
is Pamela. Just so you know, we don't know anything about her, but they gave her a name this week. So
Excellent.
yeah.
So maybe that means that her paycheck's a little bit more now.
right. So Pamela is also there. So we shall see what lies in store for her soon, hopefully.
Excellent. Well, I've got to bring up Lacey, because I love Lacey, because I feel like she was here the first episode as a guest, and she has a special place in my heart now.
Yes.
But she always plays the quintessential best friend. Like every scene with Riley and her mother, or Riley and the kids that were going through turmoil because they can't see their dad and they've like locked themselves away in this tent. But she's always there, and she's like there with like wine, and she's like, all right,
My kind of gal.
yeah, her and her husband are trying to have a baby now, but she always seems to kind of, like, she seems to really be the super glue.
Yeah. I wish they would give her a little more, to be honest. Like,
I think she's going to get pregnant really soon.
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean,
That'll add to more stuff that Riley has to do. Baby showers and,
yeah.
the birth.
Yeah.
Just when Riley needs her the most.
Yeah.
She goes into labor.
I think she's going to have a miscarriage.
You do?
I just thought it in my head. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of your psychic power. Because I was just thinking, right now, this show is so dramatic about everything all the time. Like, it goes above and beyond with the drama.
Right.
She can't just get pregnant and have a baby. That can't happen that easily. Like, it has to be like, that's not that dramatic. It has to be like,
It's a lot to handle.
it has to be like, oh, she's in the hospital. She
Twins, but one of them's not hers.
Oh my gosh, it could be like American Horror Story. One is actually a ghost. Or not of this world, I should say.
that's like a whole nother show.
Yeah, well, it is. It's called American Horror Story.
That's the show with Ethan and Sandra.
You got it.
Yeah.
Ethan and
Hey,
Sandra.
somebody showed up today. How you doing, Steven?
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Nice.
I think
All right. We've covered a lot now, huh?
Yeah, we got it.
Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
I'm really sad about Kyle not getting out of jail. I just want to mention that again, because I just want to see a little bit more of him. I want to see him in not such a
constricted environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what the international sign. Yeah, I want to see him in not a constricted environment. I want him to have scenes with other people.
I have to say, I know this is incredibly wishful thinking, but I do kind of miss some of the older ladies from the rub, like the old season 1 ladies. I
Like
know
the-
they're
like the
never coming
prude?
back. I need to, yes.
You miss the prude.
Jolene.
Yeah.
I do. I miss her.
Yeah. She was a very like motherly figure. Actually, it's funny. Like Georgia isn't really there anymore. She was very motherly
Right.
as
She's
well.
always at Harold's bar.
Yeah. Whining it up.
Yeah, winding it up. I was very jealous about that scene. But yeah, I do kind of miss some of I miss the like group camaraderie like that they used to have, and I hope that maybe they'll bring that back. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. And that's good. Yeah.
I just thought of that this week. I know they have to have more dramatic people and stuff like that.
But I think there needs to be kind of like a yin and yang. Like you can be
Yeah.
dramatic, but you have to have something that grounds you, because then it's just all over the place and it's
Right.
just like splatter,
Right.
And it's so it does need to have like some direction.
Yeah. And the ending was very sweet this week. You even said it was like a bit Full Housey.
It was really Full Housey.
Last week too, they ended with a montage, like a, just flashes of everybody doing their thing.
Well, the ending montage this time was interesting. It was Riley with her kids, ignoring a phone call from Evan,
Right.
and then Evan with the hot Asian,
Yeah, Shelby
Mustang.
Yeah, Shelby Mustang. She is wild, and she is stealing Riley's man. See, I bet you, here's the thing. I bet you that Riley doesn't think that he's going to find anybody else, that he's so madly in love with her. And I do love her, don't get me wrong, but I think that she really is like so self-consumed. And
Well, what do you think it does for your ego when your job is to dress up in clothing and have men just go nuts over you?
right.
Like she probably, absolutely.
So she's going to be really angry, I have a feeling, when he's like, oh, here's my new girlfriend, Shelby.
And then all of a sudden he's going to be the unattainable one, so her feelings
Right.
will shift.
Maybe he'll get hotter to me, too. I don't know. It's all about me, apparently. I mean, Kyle's winning right now, in
Yeah.
my book.
Yeah.
He's the badder one.
Yeah, he is.
sure.
Well,
Should
we go in? Should we? I think that unless there's anything else that you want to talk about,
Yeah, and we really have a lack of news and gossip, so there's no news and gossip.
it's just refreshing to have a week when there's not a whole bunch of crap going on in people's lives.
That's true.
Sometimes it's nice to just have a week with nothing
Yeah.
going on.
And then next week it'll be an explosion of stuff.
Yeah. So I say we get right into predictions. Is it okay?
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Steven's on it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Sarah, this is what I wait all week for. What are your
My
predictions? What are
predictions?
your predictions?
Well, in the previews, we didn't really see much. What did I write down? I mean, we just, I don't even remember what we saw. It was just her and I feel like the kids and
Yeah, she said something. She's like, "You're never," and it was very, very vague.
it was very, very vague.
Just what I just said.
Yes, exactly. So let me think about this. I'm hoping that Kyle will get out of prison next week. I really think maybe that he will. I'm hoping. I think for sure Shelby and Evan are going to
100% agree.
make love,
Oh.
not just kiss.
Oh.
Ew, I hate when people say make love. I don't know why I said that. Let me.
Because I think that's what they would do. It's like they seem like a very PG couple. Like if they turn into a couple, you know.
They
what I
put
mean?
on the Barry White and
Yeah.
sit down for a nice movie.
Well, they're both
Exactly.
in cop training. Like
Right.
they've got to do everything by the book.
Right, they're very structured.
Yes.
Yes, they
know,
they
they'll
probably have a timeline for their date. Like
They
an
probably
itinerary.
read each other Miranda rights before.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's kind of hot, Stephen. That's a little bit.
You have the right to remain sexy.
Yeah, you do.
Want to bring out the handcuffs?
Oh my.
Oh dear.
What else?
What do you think is going to happen with? Oh my goodness. What do you think is going to happen with Carlisle?
I think next week he's gonna show up at the rub. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, I think with Carlisle, and I'm so excited because he's so good looking and he's so bad, and I really don't think that this is going to be like a one-time thing. I think he's going to mess with Riley. He's really going to take his time, and he really just wants to
Think he's going to try to come in as a client?
rock her world. I could totally see. Well, the thing is, because we also know that Sandra already knows who Carlisle is. So is that her name?
No. Her name is Nikki.
No, Sandra.
No, Selena.
Selena. So we talked about the names.
Oh my God. Yes, it's Selena. I'm going to get confused if you can't get
Selena
them right.
already knew who Carlisle was. Remember?
Apparently, we're done.
Yeah.
Apparently, we are finished.
Sarah, where can we find you?
At Sarah on the Go, Sarah with an H. That's it.
And I am Du'a Kaissi. That's spelled Duakaissi. Or you can catch me here on Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock, buzzing about Bates Motel.
Nice.
It's a good show. Ooh, I got a little static there. All right. Good night, everybody.
We'll be laughing.
Oh my
Till next
gosh.
week.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.